Hey there everyone, Talking Tommy here, coming at you with another blend review from my Solani series, and the subject of this one is blend 660, also known as Silver Flake, and this is the tin you get it in. It comes in a 100 gram tin. It's not vacuum packed though, so you do want to get it in a jar. Tin's completely empty. I haven't smoked it all, but I keep it in a jar because otherwise it will dry out. So the composition of Silver Flake is dark red Virginia, sweet Virginia, light yellow Virginia, and dark fired Kentucky. Now, the Virginia, or pretty much the red Virginia anyway, is the main base of this blend. It dominates throughout, but the Kentucky's there sort of in the background. So I have a bowl full in my Havana House Bulldog, which I got from the Bear Shop. Well, I say I got it. I got Scanner Darkly, Jake. I got him to buy it for me, and I sent him the cash for it. So yeah. So straight away you do get an immediate spice from lighting up, and in fact I'll show you what the tobacco looks like because I have some in my Parker Backy flat. Now this isn't really indicative of what the tobacco looks like in the tin, because in the tin it's just in like several really long flakes, but this is the tobacco. It's sort of in broken flake in my Backy flat. But yeah, in the tin it actually comes in rather long flakes. I'm no good at measurements, so you'll just have to guess what I mean by really long. Oops. I'm going to do the fisherman size. It's about that big. So, well, immediately you get your usual sort of grassy, hay sort of aromas from the actual tobacco, both in the tin and upon lighting. You also get a little bit of spice from the dark fired Kentucky. And you really can taste just how high quality the tobacco in the blend is. It's really really is a premium leaf they've used. It's got quite a rich sort of creamy flavour to it. Now, I bought this tin back in December time and put it into a airtight jar, and I've been sort of going back to it every so often. I've been about a bowl a week or every 2 weeks, something like that. And it is smoothing out with age, and that's only after about 6 months. So I'm thinking if you took a tin of this, jarred it, and kept it for a year or two, it would be phenomenal, I think. The Virginias are certainly the star of the show with this blend. They're right there, that sort of ripe red Virginia flavour. very grass-like, very hay-like, quite refreshing. But with that little nutty spiciness on the back of a palate that you do get from the dark fired Kentucky. Now, contrary to this video, it does take a flame really well, but as any YouTuber will know, as you're talking, you're not smoking, so I'm not really doing it justice there. But it's got a very earthy, quite leathery note to it as well. Very much like an old school, sort of classic, just pure tobacco taste to it. But with just a slight bit of pepperiness and tanginess. But it's very rich and smoky. And any kind of like hints of nut or tanginess or grassiness is very much in the background. The tobacco is the dominant flavour here. The strength is medium to strong. So for me, it's more of an evening smoke. It's not something I could smoke all day, to be quite honest with you. It's nice, but it can be a bit heady. Full stomach required, I think. But that could just be me. But as always, it's with, well, as always I find anyway, with Virginia Flakes, it's best smoked in a tapered bowl, like this one. And I'm not sure on the science of that. I'm not sure why, but I mean, it could just be a psychological thing, but it's certainly what I find anyway. But all the way through the bowl, you really can taste the high quality leaf that's been used. And the smells, the aromas you get, again, it kind of just smells of tobacco, which sounds like a stupid thing to say, but it doesn't have a crowd pleasing room note, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't imagine that you're necessarily going to get complimented on the smell of it. I like the smell of it, but I like tobacco, so you know, I think, you know, if you're concerned about what others may think in terms of the aroma, it is going to just smell of pure tobacco. That's the only thing I can detect from it, both while smoking and the actual aroma afterwards. Personally, I don't think that's a bad thing, but some people may. The other thing to note is it is only sold in quantities of 100 grams in the tin. I've never seen a 50 gram tin. And Solani are quite an expensive range of tobaccos, so this one in particular you'll be paying close to £30. So unless you know a retailer, GQ Tobaccos, that splits down the quantities, other than that, you are looking at paying nearly 30 quid for a tin of it. So yeah. But like I say, you might find somewhere that sells it in 25 grams, 50 grams, something like that. But yeah. Personally, I don't mind paying the extra, because if you're quite connected in the community, If you don't like it, you can always trade it on, but luckily I really do like this tobacco, so yeah. But it is quite pricey, so bear that one in mind. It is, however, an absolute must for lovers of Virginia Flakes, I would say. It's definitely got to be one. It's definitely one that's got to be tried, I think. So, with that, I'm going to give you the rating that I've chosen for this. For the pack and the coat, you get 1. For the lightability, you get 1. Body strength balance, I'd say it's a 1 as well. It's very consistent. For the flavour / note, I'm marking it down, putting 0.5 because, like I said, it's not necessarily going to be wife friendly or guest friendly. It is a very strong tobacco aroma and flavour, which isn't a bad thing, but I could see why some people might be a little bit bored by it. So there is that. Feels as though maybe it could do with a little pinch of something else, perhaps a little bit of Perique, something like that. If you've got any blending Perique that you might want to try and toss in with it, but I mean it's a fine smoke on its own. But for me anyway, there's just something missing slightly. And for overall enjoyment, I'm going to give it a point because I really do enjoy it. So that's Solani Silver Flake, and the rating is 4.5. So thank you for watching, everyone. Take care. I'll be back with some more reviews soon. Thank you all very much for watching. Cheers.